Well, hello everybody. This is Gabriel one more time, and I'm here with my boy
Adam. Welcome.
And welcome to our podcast today. And today our podcast is gonna be about
Bigfoot,
aka Sasquatch, aka
something.
not just Bigfoot.
Bigfoot,
Normally that's the most famous common name for it. But you know what? Let's get right into it, man. So I mean, we're in Oregon, and Bigfoot is talked about quite a bit out here. There's a lot of rumors. There's people that claim to see them, that they saw one before. So we're gonna get into the subject. But what do you? I mean, I don't know. Like, just what do you know when we hear Bigfoot or Sasquatch? Like, do you believe in it? Like, do you think it's real? They're real, or
some of the stories are very. I don't know. It's a good question. I've heard several stories from different people, and it very well could be a real thing.
Yeah, I want to be honest. I believe Sasquatch is real. I believe Bigfoot is real. I believe that because we're not. I'm very open-minded. I believe we're not the only living creatures on Earth. So with that said, let's get right to this. The common questions is, what is Bigfoot? Like, and where does it come from? And what do Bigfoots want here, on Earth? So we're gonna get right into it. All right. So we're gonna go back to 1958, right? So there's this case, 1958, where in Northern California, when it was like this, pretty much like so it was pretty much like the first print, like of Bigfoot prints were actually recorded, and it came out on the newspaper, and that was kind of like the first time that that word Bigfoot came to be, and it's a trip because there's a lot of people that are skeptical about these, like, it's just fake, it's real, because there's also one of the first proof or videos. I don't know if you ever seen that old video.
I think I have.
Of like Bigfoot. It's like one of the first cameras and shit to be in color.
I know exactly.
Yeah, and you pass it by and you just fucking.
Yeah, that's a famous picture, isn't it?
It's a picture and a video.
Yeah. I've seen it before. It's crazy.
And a lot of people say, "Oh, it's just a man in a suit. It's a hoax. It's fake." But if you really take a look at that video, it looks pretty legit, But other people say otherwise. But in the history about this, the first time that Bigfoot was actually recorded in our history was about 3,000 years ago. Was it the Babylonians, right? The Babylonians were the first people to actually record Bigfoot, and they didn't call him Bigfoot, obviously.
It was the Babylonians. That's right. Yeah.
And they used to call them the Enkidu's.
Okay.
Yeah. So 3,000 years ago, these creatures were pretty much described by the Babylonians. So Bigfoots go way back, man.
Yeah.
It seems like these things been out here for longer than what we actually think, and so it's a trip that there's actually a lot of history, and some people actually say that they've been here before us.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So I don't know. It's kind of a trip about that. And these are big, hairy,
like werewolf looking.
Yeah, like
almost a werewolf mixed with like a bear. Or something.
They look like you know when they have the evolution.
Yeah.
You know, the fucking evolution ladder. You know.
Yeah.
It looks
goes,
like.
I know exactly what you mean.
Yeah. Okay. It looks like it's just one of them fuckers. You know what I mean? That just, but they stay stuck here or some shit. Like I don't know. It's weird, but like it makes a lot of sense for if they were the first creatures here.
It does make sense.
You know what I mean? Before.
Absolutely.
I mean, you know what they say. You know, I mean, the scientific terms of humanity and whatnot is that we came out of monkeys, and you know that's how we were evolved.
Yeah, it was evolution.
Yeah. So it's I mean, if there was to be, it would. I mean, I wouldn't be surprised. You know that. But you know what?
I can't remember all the stories, but I'm sorry. I didn't mean to cut you off. I can't remember all the stories, but a lot of them I do believe. And it's crazy, like it's just crazy, like a lot of the stories I've heard. But,
so Bigfoot's all over the world.
Yeah.
Not just the United States. They're in Australia. They are actually
Iceland,
in
right?
Iceland. Yeah.
Okay.
They're everywhere, man. Matter of fact, wherever you're at around the world, you're no less than 100 miles away from a Bigfoot hotspot or a Bigfoot sighting's been. It's a fact. So they're everywhere, man.
Yeah.
They're literally all over the United States and all over the world. And the thing about it is this, that, I mean, who do you go to? I mean, just imagine yourself, even if you're to witness a fucking Bigfoot, who do you tell?
Yeah,
that's
a solid question. Like,
who do you report this to? You know, like, you're gonna call the cops and tell them, hey, I just seen a hairy monster with, growling and all this. Like, they're gonna look at you like you're smoking dope or something. You know what I mean? Like, where do you go to, with these kind of...
They're gonna look at you like you got 8 heads.
Yeah, you're gonna look like a bozo. You know what I mean? Like, you seen a what? I seen a Bigfoot. All right, you might as well.
Oh, we gotta take this guy out of here. Get this guy out of here, what they'll say.
Yeah, but okay, we're gonna fall back a bit. See, we're in Oregon, all right, and it goes like this: California, Oregon, and Washington, right? So just in those 3 states connected, right? There's something called the Cascade Range. And the coastal range, right? So these we're talking about. These are like national fucking forest type of shit that just is nothing but wilderness, and it's literally 68,000 miles of just land, bro. Of just like uninhabitable, right? That's what I don't know if I said it. Uninhabitable.
No, you said it right.
Land, territory. So like, imagine 68,000 miles.
Yeah.
That's
mind blowing. That just blows my mind. It's crazy.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. 68,000 miles of just like uninhabitable, right? Land, bro. Like. There could be unicorns fucking running around there. We don't, you know what I mean? Like, it's crazy. But in these ranges, the Cascade Range and the Coastal Range are where like the most Bigfoot sightings are, man.
What about Mount Hood though?
Mount Hood kind of falls into, because Oregon and Washington are they're the 2 like hottest hotspots for Bigfoot sightings, man.
Yeah.
If you go to Washington, for example, it's okay. I'm just gonna give you an example. If you go to like what's it called, Area 51, for example.
Right. Yeah. Right? Area 51.
You go. It's Nevada, right?
It's in. I believe so. It's either in Nevada or it's in. Arizona.
No, Nevada.
Yeah, Nevada.
I believe Nevada, but. I mean...
No, you're right.
What do you have all over there? All over that area? You have alien shops.
Yep.
You know what I mean? You have alien signs
proof of these sightings of aliens that
dude, there's so
back,
much. Yeah, keep going.
Dates back centuries.
Dude, the same thing goes on here in Washington.
Yeah.
There's literally like Bigfoot shops. You know what I mean? Like gift shops. You know what I mean? There's like Bigfoot signs, literally that says, you know, Bigfoot. You know, has the Bigfoot, and then it says XING whatever. You know, so it's like
has him going like this.
Yeah, it's like
or something like that. Yeah,
bro.
Like that.
But that's an example of how many like it's just so much evidence, you know, and so many sightings of these Bigfoot you know, creatures. But the reality is this, that there's so much facts behind it. There's so much, but it all falls back on what you believe in. You know, you meet a man out here, or you know, or whatever, and they tell you, "Hey man, I've seen one." You know, and when they're telling you, it's like you can see genuinely that, you know, they're telling the truth. They're swearing upon the thing that, you know, that they're talking about. But these sightings, unfortunately, they just get pretty much just ignored. You know, just kind of like,
a lot of people do ignore it.
Yeah, no, well, it's not the government pretty much ignores it. You know.
Yeah, I'm sorry, the government.
Yeah, because it's kind of like UFO sightings too.
Yeah.
You know, it kind of falls in the same category.
Kind of flies under the radar.
Yeah. Well, they both kind of fall in the same category of just like, you know, yeah, they don't do nothing about it. They really don't. The government, if they could, if anything, they're gonna cover up.
There's so much evidence though. Like there's so much contrary, like, you know, like evidence. Like when you watch the History Channel, it talk like there's. I mean, the History Channel is not really a good. I mean, it's an okay like source, but.
So there's this man, and you could look him up, man. His name is Jeff Meldrum, and this man is from Washington. You know, he's actually he has a PhD for anthropology. You know what's anthropology?
Yeah, anthropology.
Okay.
Yep.
And since 1996, this man, Jeff Meldrum, right? You can look him up. He witnessed his first Bigfoot footprint, right? And he couldn't believe it. Oh my God! Like there was a Bigfoot here. Like last night, you know, there's Bigfoot. You know.
Yeah.
And that inspired him to study and get into. And now he has over 300 printed. 300 footprints. And now, you could say, oh, it's a hoax, it's fake. Nah, man. This dude has a way to calculate, you know, off of the print.
Yeah.
He knows whether these prints are fake or the real. Because you can't, apparently, like, depending on how the print is, you could tell whether this print is made from something that's 8 to 1,000 pounds, or, you know, or it's a hoax, you know?
Yeah.
Because there's a lot of hoax out there. There's a lot of fake, you know,
scams.
Yeah, you know what I mean? A lot of, you know what I mean? It's a lot of, you know, hoax and fake, you know, footprints and shit that people done. But the reality is that nowadays we have the technology to know whether, you know, the footprint is real or fake. But
or like DNA.
That too.
Yeah, DNA, something like that.
That too. You know what? They actually looked up DNA from hairs and whatnot from you know these some of these what do you call it, sightings and stuff. Yeah. And it comes out pretty much as like unknown. Like unknown. It doesn't match any creature here on Earth. And that's at least not in the database that we have. For, you know, animals.
Yeah, that's true. Yep.
So, but back to this guy though, Jeff Meldrum. He dedicated his career and his life on figuring out, you know, Bigfoot and Bigfoot science. So this guy, I mean, he literally has over 300 Yeah, 300. Like, I mean, that's evidence right there, man.
Yeah.
You know, and I guess there's people that you call, and he's one of them. You know what I mean? Like, everybody that has Bigfoot sightings, or they have a Bigfoot print in front of their, their yard or outside of their property, they that's the guy to call, and he comes and he shows up. He does his job. He takes notes. He, gets the footprint, and these things, all right, creatures, right. For those that has witnessed and had experience encounter with Bigfoots out here, there's a lot of different. It seems like it goes either or,
Yeah.
Are these creatures bad? Are Bigfoots evil, or are they good? Some witnesses has said that they felt a sense of fear, that they were scared, that they were intimidated. And there's many stories, you know what I mean, about these things. They're smart.
Yeah,
Apparently,
they're intimidating. I'd be intimidated, dude, if I saw this Sasquatch.
Imagine you see this
Sasquatch.
big ass
Just
fucking
towering
hairy
over you.
beast just looking at you, like
Be
looking
crazy,
down on
dude.
you and just
Yeah.
growling. I mean, it's still
I'd
gotta
be
be
fighting for
intimidating.
my life. But
So
anyways,
it goes that there's some people who's actually been killed by
Really?
by these beasts.
oh yeah, you know what?
There's people that have been killed.
I didn't, to be honest, I didn't even know about that. That's crazy.
Yeah. And then when afterwards, the craziest part is that their friend or the witness, whatever, hey, it was a Bigfoot. They look at these people like, who? Come on, put your hands behind your back, man. Like
Pretty much.
it's like it's insane.
Yeah,
Like
it's
it really is, because they don't take these.
It is insane.
They don't take this like seriously, man. And that the cops, the police system out here, the justice system and all. And they don't. There's no cases where, it's just they're pretty much still in the category. Bigfoots are pretty much still in the category of just fantasies or like folk tale, But there's been so many instances.
There's just so many overwhelming evidence that this Bigfoot has been roaming the earth, and it's just. Go ahead.
They don't want to embrace it. The government does not want to embrace these creatures, and there's a reason why. What's the reason? I don't know. Maybe they have a treaty with the government. Maybe they just like the conspiracy of UFOs, and we're definitely gonna touch that subject another day.
Yeah.
UFOs, aliens.
Oh,
yes,
UFOs,
definitely.
yes,
oh,
absolutely.
Man, we're gonna have a good one on that. But I mean, Bigfoots, Sasquatch, they fall in the same category as folks tale and make believe, and people swear off, and there's been incidents and stories and people disappearing and stuff like that. Apparently, they're very territorial.
They are.
They're very territorial.
It's been happening for years.
Yeah, they're very territorial. You go out camping somewhere, and if one of these fucking exotic landscapes of
Like areas
it's beautiful.
Beautiful, like areas
beautiful
out by.
forest. That's
beautiful,
what it is.
Yeah, like these areas out by like Mount Hood, I would say. Just all these different places in Oregon. Like,
I mean,
beautiful, forest area, and that's where he roams around. You get lost.
Yeah,
in the wilderness.
Imagine just being in the fucking in the middle of of the Cascade Range, bro, where it's like you're in the heart of it, and there's 68,000 miles, and you're camping out in this little tent, and then you just
hear the
you
thuds.
just start hearing like fucking 20 different fucking creatures around you, and then you just disappear. You know what I mean? Like
This is crazy.
It's don't you just find your tent. I mean, most people are not even gonna be able to know that you disappeared.
Yeah.
For fucking days or weeks, because they gotta find you first. You're in the middle. Remember, you're in the middle of the forest, in the middle of fucking wilderness, bro.
Yeah.
Like you know, it's just crazy. It's insane. I think that this subject needs to be taken seriously, and I think they should do a little more about, you know, just acknowledging, you know, Bigfoot and these creatures, you know.
I think you're right. You're absolutely right.
Yeah, and
so, I think you're absolutely right, and there should be more. We should go more in depth about it. I think we should have. I think we should definitely go more in depth about it and do more podcasts on it. To be honest, because this is a great topic.
It'll be nice to you know what? It'll be nice to have some like eyewitnesses on the podcast one day, soon. One day that'll be pretty fun. You know, have some real encounters, like people tell their stories about these creatures that are living among us. They're living with us. They're living among us.
They're out there.
Yeah, they are. I believe them.
I definitely believe that.
They're out there, and they have their own thing going on, and you know, I really would like to have a witness in our podcast. That would be pretty dope, man.
That would be dope.
Yeah, that would be pretty dope. But you know, Bigfoot, what is it? Is it real? Is it fake? What does it want? Is it kind? Is it evil? Is it just an evil creature that lurks at night, trying to devour
in the shadows
its victims when they least expect it? We're gonna keep finding out. But meanwhile,
stay tuned.
You guys take care, man. This has been our podcast on Bigfoot, aka Sasquatch. You guys have a good one, man.
Have a good night.
Yep. Talk to you guys later, man.